not dead or anything. She just doesn't like me very much, which means she doesn't really ever speak to me, so. But I speak to a lot of other people's mums. Not in a weird way, just mums of mates and stuff. So. That just to say that it's not like a general thing where all mums dislike me, it's not that, it's just mine. So. But it's cool. I don't know why still I miss her, I don't. Like, it's not a problem for me, it's not like I think about it or anything. I'm quite busy, you know, so I reckon if she actually turned up in my life and everything, I wouldn't be quite so keen. This is weird. I don't really know why I'm speaking to you, actually. You're just sort of there, I suppose. In my imagination. But I don't really know you, you know what I mean? You're not we're not friends. Which I do have, by the way. So. Actually, seeing as you're all in my head, can't I just like kick you back out again? I really don't like you. You look quite nice, you can stay. But no, you're gonna have to do so. Sorry, was it confusing me pointing at you and looking you directly in the eye? You thought I meant someone else? No, you. Yeah, you. I don't really like you. Yeah, something about your vibe's a bit off. So, up. Up you go. Yeah, it's my imagination, so I'm sorry, but you've been rejected, so, okay. Bye, sir! The rest of you are fine. So what do you think this is then? I haven't had one of these in a long time. Last one was after Joe left. My brother, big brother, well, not in size, in age, it's quite small actually, thin, which was really annoying because he ate loads and never gained a fucking pound, which I thought was just fucking not fair. I haven't thought about Joe in a long time. Wonder if that makes me a bad sister. Probably. I wasn't really the best sister to begin with though. Taking all mum and dad's focus. Not because I was especially good, but for the opposite reason. Joe. He was so good. Yeah. He called me. When he first went away to university, he called me. Told me how he wasn't really sure about money. He wasn't really sure about how to pay for classes, and he was talking about some new friends he'd made, and he told me how they weren't really very nice. And I just remember 16-year-old me sort of thinking nothing of it, like of course he'd sort himself out, he's my big brother, he's got it covered. And I think that everything he said, everything he told me was really just his very unintrusive way of saying that he wasn't very happy. But for some reason I didn't understand that. I just thought, well, I suppose I wasn't really thinking at all actually. And if I was, it certainly wasn't about him. I was quite selfish then, well I still am. So I just sort of listened to him long enough for it to be my turn to talk about my stuff going on in my little 16-year-old existence. And I remember that one time, that last time he called, I think he just needed to talk to someone, anyone. And it just so happened to be that he chose me. And he was quite quiet, a bit unlike himself. And I listened for a minute or two, but then I got quite bored and told him that I had to go, which I didn't really. I just sat in my room and listened to some music. And that was his cry for help that I didn't hear. I remember the album I listened to instead of listening to my brother. It was Radiohead, Hail to the Thief.
It's the
Ironic to be listening to that while your brother kills himself. I wonder if now, if he knows that I didn't actually have anywhere to go that day. If he knows that. I was so desperate to get off the phone with him then. Do you think, if I imagined him the way like I'm imagining you right now, that I could speak with him the way that I'm speaking with you? I'm quite scared of what he might say. What do you think? Do you know what? You guys are really quite shit at advice. What? If I have to think of all the answers myself anyway, then what's the point of you? Eh? What, is it just like Tommy Shelby then? It's just myself talking to myself about myself. God, Tommy Shelby is fit. Fucking sexy, man. Okay, so that's what this is then. Okay. Cool. Cool, yeah. That's really cool. Do you know why I really kicked that guy out earlier? It's because he looked like my dad did when he was younger. My dad's an arsehole. That's right. A big one. Like a proper one. A proper bad fucking arsehole, yeah. You know those ones. Yeah. He's one of them. It's quite fun. Yeah, it's really good for me. It's like being a member of a super cool club. I've rather enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, the thing about arseholes is that I just wish that they were arseholes all of the time. You know what I mean? It's confusing when they're not. Like, why do you also got to have a redeeming quality? If you're a dick, just stick to that. Don't like also be kind sometimes. Otherwise, I'm not going to know how to feel about you. But anyway, that's why my dad's cool. He's like always an arsehole. So there's no confusion there, and that's quite nice. That's really very good. Why are we talking about my dad? Woo! What else can we talk about? What else? What else? What else? I like the colour blue. I don't know how you feel about that, but let's see. Do you like it? It's a good one. I mean, at least I think so. You don't have to agree with me. I mean, I think you should, but it's fine if you don't. So, I mean, some people don't like blue, some people are psychopaths. But it's probably my favourite colour, so even if you don't like it, just like don't be rude about the colour, because I quite like it. I'm not being defensive about it. It's just about respect, yeah? I sometimes wonder if the colour blue I see is the same blue that you all see, or if like maybe you're seeing yellow or orange or something, in which case if you're seeing orange for blue, then I completely understand you not liking the colour, because orange is fucking awful. Do you ever think that a colour's more colour? Has it ever been there for you in some bigger way? Do you know, like, how they say people see red when they're angry? Well, sometimes when things are really awful, really actually quite horrible, I see blue. Just clear waves of blue, flooding everything, taking over everything. And it's like, even when something unimaginably horrifying is happening, you can just sort of escape somewhere else, somewhere blue, peaceful. And so a lot of my memories aren't actually full memories at all. When I think back over my life, there's so many moments of blue. And that's all I can remember actually for entire portions of my life. Like when I was told the news about Joe, for instance. I don't think I even remember who it was who told me. No, I do actually. I think it was my mum, the one who doesn't speak to me. She called me to tell me. But I don't remember how she told me. I just remember blue. And somehow, in the midst of all the blue, I did manage to understand what I'd been told. On some level, I was able to acknowledge the information, because of course I now know he's dead. But I don't really remember the moment that I actually found out. And I just think, well, I wonder where he's gone. After he left, where he went. And I don't know if I believe in heaven. But if there is a heaven, then that's surely where he's gone. I don't really care what people say about suicide, how that changes what God thinks about you or whatever. Joe was actually perfect. Like, obviously not perfect, but humanly perfect. And I don't know, I just mean to say that if there's a heaven, then that's where he is. So like when people say, well, one day we'll see him again, I'm like, well, surely fucking not, because if there's one thing I know is I don't get to go to heaven. And that's fine, that's all right. I mean, I agree with the decision, I don't belong there. And anyway, I do quite like fire. Heaven's for Joe. I don't know what you think, but I think it's blue there.